Okay, so we'll start the session now, right? Just try to mute yourself, and I'll take a question for I'll take a session for an hour where I'll just discuss about the technical problems, research problems, and a business problem as discussed during the last meeting. And then we have our TA who will just address some of your questions. So restrict your questions up to what exactly you are facing a problem in your project. He'll not able to answer you what exactly the feedbacks you have received from a TA side, what you need to do. So he'll give you a general idea. So maybe I request Anshul to just open your camera and raise your hand so that people will come to know. Yeah,
Hello everyone.
yeah. So Anshul will be there. He'll just after the session, like whatever I will communicate with you, and then he can take up your personal questions, like if you whatever the issues you are facing in the business. He'll try to just suggest you some of the things, right? So it might be helpful for your project. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, Anshul, you can mute yourself. So yeah, so there are so this is something like an important thing I want to communicate today. This important topic which needs to be understand, right? So most of the students are getting confused, okay, what exactly the business problems are, what are the technical problems are, okay, and how we can just. It is possible to convert a technical problem in a business problem. Yes, it is possible. How you can convert that problems, I'll just tell you, so that you can just formulate a business problem from a technical problems or a research problems, right? So this is what exactly are the things I'll be covering in next 1.5 hour, right? And then we can just slowly move with the other part of the project, right? So yeah, so one thing I want to communicate now, because we are getting a lot of emails, right, regarding the timeline. So don't worry about the timeline. I don't know why people are rushing to submit a proposal. So you don't have to rush to submit a proposal, right? So the thing is that if you are not making it proper in a proper way, it will get rejected. So there is no sense of submitting in a hurry. Just try to work. Like you have a sufficient time. You have a 2 cycles. You don't have to pay money for the next cycle also. So you have a sufficient time. So just make things perfect, and then you can just try to go for a submission thing, right? Okay. So please try to join from your official email ID. I will not allow anyone who is joining from the personal email ID. I'm getting a lot of request, but I'll not join. I'll not let them join the meeting. Yeah. Okay. Give me a minute. I'll share the screen, and then I'll just discuss some of the points. Okay. I hope my screen is visible to all. Great. Okay. Fine. So yeah. So there are two things we need to understand today. Okay. So the first thing is that the first part we'll see here. The first part is a technical problems. So here you can say a business, right? It may be any of the business, unorganized or organized, right? So basically, if you see a business, if it is a unorganized or organized, so they are potentially two things, right? So the first is the technical problems or operational problems, right? Or R&D, research and development, right? And there is something which is a business problem. Okay. So I'll open the platform for you all. Just try to suggest me what's your thought, like what you think about what is a business problem and what is a technical problem. Yeah, you can unmute yourself and just tell me. I'll just write it here. Yeah. So what do you think should be a technical problems or operation problems or R&D problems? Yeah. First, yeah, tell me. Anyone?
Retention of clients, customers.
Retention of customers is a business problem or a technical problem?
It is a business problem, I think, quality related problem.
Okay. Retention, customer, correct. Anyone else?
Product quality is an R&D problem.
Product quality.
If the business is having some website or app and it's not working, then it's a technical problem.
Correct. So it's a website challenges.
Scalability. Actually, it's both business and technical problem.
Correct. Okay.
Minimum future planning,
Future planning
so
is what?
very less future planning of the business.
So it should come under business problem or a technical problem or
Yeah,
R&D problem.
business problem.
Future planning. Okay, I'll write it now. Then I'll go through in detail. Right. Future planning, or we can say a business expansion. All right. Okay. So yeah, anyone else?
Stock maintenance,
Stock maintenance, business or a technical?
technical, it's basically operational.
Logistic issues, technical.
Stock maintenance. Oh, could you please repeat?
Inventory control.
Inventory control
Basically,
is okay. Inventory control is a business.
No, it is a technical type of thing. No. It is inventory control. It is business problem.
Is a business
Business problem.
problem.
Yes.
Okay.
Reducing overheads.
Sort of supply.
Equipment failure.
Equipment. Just
Logistic support,
logistic support is a what type of problem?
operationals.
Operationals. Logistic support.
Bad
Okay.
vendor.
So what is that? Could you please repeat it again?
Bad vendor. Business problem.
Vendor management, right? Okay. And
Reducing overheads.
yeah, tell me overhead.
Reducing overhead and additional cost
Okay, so this is a business problem.
is a business problem.
Overhead in what sense?
like transportation costs or
We can say logistics, right?
yeah.
Okay.
Limited customer loyalty or less customer loyalty.
Okay.
Sir, can you share your screen again? I think it is not coming now.
It is not visible.
No, sir.
Okay, let me share again. Now it is visible. Okay. Fine. So I'll tell you a story, right? I'll tell you a story, and then we can just move ahead. So there was a company, right? So there was a big factory, right? If you can say, uh, uh, it's a clothing big factory was there, right? So what exactly they are doing? They are they are taking raw material. This raw material is going towards a production unit. Production unit. So from production unit, it will go for quality check. Quality check. And then it is going to dealers, right? And then it is going from dealer, it is going to customers. Okay. So this is broadly is a hierarchy for any of the business, right? So you can say it is going to customer, right? Okay. So there are different processes which are involved here. Okay. So when you are just going to the raw material, so procuring a raw material, what exactly you people are thinking are the major points need to be considered. So the first thing is that, like, if you are procuring a raw material, so you need to, what are the things, what are the costs involved in the raw material that you need to think about. Like if you are procuring a raw material from different states. Okay, if you are procuring a raw material from uh, okay, so from different states, right? Or from a different city, you can say. Suppose it is located in some XYZ city, and you have to procure a material from different states or different cities, except from XYZ. So what are the costs involved here, right? The first thing is that your transportation cost. Okay. The other thing is that, like, when they are transporting, so there are costs like so uh, so this is what a major cost here, transportation cost. When they're transporting, you have some warehouse which from where when they are transporting, you need to store your raw material here, and this includes some cost. All right. And after then, some person should be there or some employee should be there which can validate the quality before transport, right? So what exactly is the role of this guy? If you see, so this is an important thing. So if you see here, so if this person is not there, the lots will come, right? The raw material lots will come, and they are not up to the quality, up to mark, right? So what happened? Company is sending, they are sending raw material to you. They are taking 15 days for this transportation. If the quality is not checked here, so what happened? There should be a delay in production. Okay. So if you see, if they are not able to check the quality here, quality of raw material, right? Then there should be, when this raw material after 15 days coming to the factory, right? Then due to the bad quality, sometimes they have to return whole lot to the company. So in this whole process, what exactly is happening? In this whole process, if you see, there is a loss of time. Okay. Plus, there is a delay in order. Okay. Now I will map this thing. So if there is a delay in order, so what happens on a customer side? What things are affecting is the customer retention. So because of these operational challenges, if you see this particular process, right, because of this, what exactly it is affecting? If it is directly affecting the customer. So if a
It
customer
is
is in, yeah, let me
customer as well as the cost of the production, because you
correct.
have, yeah,
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. So the customer, so here you can see directly the customers are not, like, if customer want product in 20 days. So what exactly the company made a timeline? So there should be a time, there is always a timeline. If you go for a big company or a small company, there is always a timeline where they can plan to just deliver the product on a time. Okay. So what happens if these things are getting delayed? The customer will cancel the order. But the company has already paid to the other company for procuring raw material. Okay. So it is something happening. You have paid nowadays. You have paid in different sites, online websites. Okay. So is there, if there will be any defect in the product, now they are asking you to go to the service center directly. Okay. So what exactly is happening? There is a issues when the product itself they are sending as a defective product, and because of that, the customer has to go to the service center and they have to take a headache, a lot of headache, right, in replacing a product. So what happens? The customer get irritated. I'll not take a product from this particular website or online platform. I'll just switch to other, where I at least a 7 days policy should be there, where I can get a replacement product or a refund. Right. So this is for a very small businesses. If you see very, but for a bigger business where you have order for a tons, these things are not applicable. So this is something a direct loss for a company. Because of this particular guy is very important for a company who will who will validate the quality before transport. Okay. So if you see a different cost, if you want to do analysis, so these are the different costs which are affecting the business directly. So there are multiple costs. You can say the cost of the drivers, or payment of the driver, right? Payment of the transport company, payment of the warehouse, a lot of things, electricity. So these things constitute a whole budget for the raw material procurement. Similarly, we can have a lot of things, lot of costs associated with this one production unit, and lot of costs associated with the quality check. So when you are going for the business, just try to get some insights about what exactly the cost involved in that. Okay. So suppose if it is a small scale business. Okay. So suppose it is something like a small shop. Give me a minute. I'll share you one other screen where I can showcase you. Okay, I think I'm not able to get the file. It is not there in my tablet right now. So maybe I'll share that. Okay. So these are the different costs. Now the challenges come. What challenges come? So here there are two things. Okay. So what exactly the two things which will connect these particular cases where you can just see it's a technical problem or it's a business problem. Okay. So if you see here, so this is directly affecting the order, directly affecting the business. So this is something like a business problem. Now coming to the technical problem. So if you see, if you take a same business, right, where the raw material procurements are there, right? So what you can do to reduce the delay or to check the quality, previously we have a telephones, or before that we have a you can say we have a letters, right? So in a previous decades you can see that the communications are not as strong. Okay, so there is a lot of delays in everything. Now as the technology is advancing, so you want to make a different portal. Okay, so you want to make suppose you can make a portal for a raw material procurement. So it is raw material procurement. Okay. So what you are doing in raw material procurement, what you are making a portal, right? You are making a portal, something like this, where you have a different things, right? This portal is mainly operated from the concerned employee involved in procurement, right? So what he can do, he can update day-to-day basis details here. Okay. So this is something like a new they want to make. This is not existing, right? So they don't know like whether it is feasible or not, whether it is not feasible. So what exactly the owner of the company said, like you can make a portal. Okay, these are the problems we had. So to address this problem, you can make a portal. So what they have made it here, instead of manual intervals, they made a portal and they are just day to day, they are procuring a raw material. Suppose raw material X, Y, and Z. Okay, so they are giving a quality check. So suppose this is material X, this is material Y, this is material Z. So what they are just doing, they are implementing some parameter here. Some parameter you can say A, B, C. A, B, C in the sense these are the quality of the parameter. They can grade it from 0 to 1. So 0 to 1 if they grade, so 1 is the highest quality and 0 is the lowest quality. Okay. So what they can do, they can just point it out. This is 0.1. Suppose this is 0.9 and this is 0.5. As an assumption, I'm telling it's not hard and fast data. So similarly, they can input it here 0.3, 0. Suppose 8, 0.85, 0.1, 0.25. So these are the data they are giving. Okay. So it might be helpful and it might not be helpful, right? So this is something they want to make. Okay. So this is something like what exactly they are doing. They are addressing a business problem. They want to address a business problem, right? So business problem is where? Business problem is here. Okay. So to address this business problem or to just make it simple so that the issues or some other cost issues will not be there, they want to make a portal. Okay. So as of now, it is not confirmed whether this portal is effective or not. It is on the primary phase or it is on a just pilot testing phase. After 2 years, you will come to know like, okay, this software is helping us in managing the raw material inventory or in procuring a raw material. So it's something like it is not a business. If this was not there, even though this business problem was existing, if this portal is already there, even though there might be the case, delays will happen. Okay, so exactly it is not directly related to a business. It is a part of activity or part of operation where he can just try to address the business problem or try to reduce the factors which are affecting a business problem. Okay, so I'll give another example. Hope this one is clear. If anybody is having a doubt, you can just raise your hand. Okay, great. For others, it is clear. Great. So once it is clear, give a thumbs up or your favorite emojis. It's fine for me. So I'll understand it is clear to all. So I'll just tell you other example, right?
See, but raw material procurement.
Mm-hmm.
So you are attached because this is like more like a technical thing, like the portal being there,
Correct.
and then. So how is this? We are kind of saying that this is affecting the business problem.
I'm not saying it is a business. It is affecting the business. That is what this is a
Okay.
technical thing they are making or technical features they are advancing, which might be helpful for their operational challenges. I'm not saying it is a business problem. Business problem still is there. If you see here, this still is a business problem. But they are making it simple in the form of some portal, so that the communication, whatever the communications are there with the concerned employee, should be smooth. Previously, if you see there was a one person was there, like if you see all the movies, he is sending a letters, right? So after then what happens, letters are converted into some messengers, right? They are using some even the birds they are using for communication. After then what happened, the landline phone came, right? And after so this is what I mean to say, like the process of communication are increasing day by day. So it is not something like if it was not there, they are not able to communicate. They are able to communicate, but it is not much effective. Got it, Ritvik?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now I'll tell you another problem. So if you take suppose we can just discuss about the current problem. Okay. So I want
Hello?
to buy. Yeah.
Dr. Aditya Chande.
Yeah. Tell me, sir.
Sir, good afternoon. Sorry, sir, I'm joining a little late. Actually, I have like a few questions because I'm a working professional. Sorry, I'm disturbing you for this thing. Actually, sir, for the project, I am living in Qatar.
Okay.
So, but because of my visa, like it's very much limited that I cannot go and ask people data. I have arranged somebody from India. So, who will
Maybe,
give me
sir,
the data?
what I will suggest, you can put your question in a chat. Anshul will try to respond to you. So let me
No,
complete
sir,
this.
because this one I tried discourse, but this one I'm not able to post it properly. That's why if
No,
very
I
hard
think,
to get you.
sir, in the
Just
same.
very small, sir. Just a minute thing only for you. I know you are very busy, sir. Just a minute thing for you,
Okay, tell me. The
sir.
thing is that if
Actually,
we are in a lecture, right, it will just.
I know, sir.
So,
I know, sir. Because I know for your time it's very hard to get. Just for
yeah,
a minute only, because just now even
tell
I
me.
finished my night shift. I'm coming home and first thing I do is calling you.
Yeah, so maybe you can just come up with a point. I'll just finish it fast.
Yeah.
Let me
Sir,
know.
yeah. Actually, I'm living in Qatar, but the data I'm getting is from India.
Hmm.
So, because in your orientation clause, it has been mentioned that I need to put pictures together, everything that I can do like one time, but every week and every month I cannot post pictures with that guy.
Sir, I'll come to your point. So what
Yeah, please, sir.
exactly, I think you didn't go through the orientation session properly, because there we clearly mentioned, if you are living outside, right, out of the India, or you are not approachable to the business. So you
Uh,
have a free hand, you can take a data via online sources. You can have a video call, and we are not expecting a day by day pictures or a week by week pictures. So it should
okay.
something picture which can authenticate the business is existing, and
Okay,
for
sir.
other authenticity you can just provide other details.
Yeah. That one it can be done, sir, at the last moment or in between. So where soon as I get the chance to meet the guy, I will post a picture if you want the videos and everything. Also, I ask him to put some videos and give it to me, and
Yeah.
I post the same thing over there.
So it is not required. You need to go there and take a video. You can
Yeah,
have a
yeah,
video
because
call, or you can have a Google Meet, and you can just share the same Google Meet video with us.
it can be recorded also. Okay, thank you so much, sir. It's been very nice of you. Another question, sir. Just
No, I'll
small
not
another
take a
question.
follow-up question, sir, please, because these things we have
Okay,
already
sir.
discussed. So it is
Okay, sir.
something
Thank you so
disturbing the
much, sir.
others.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay. Okay, so I'll take okay, where I was explaining about this thing. Okay, I'll take another example. Okay. So initially the trend was there, right? So so we have a cycle, right? If you can say we have a cycle. Okay. So after then cycles are upgraded into bikes. Okay. So post then it is please mute yourself. I think somebody is unmuted. Please mute yourself. So yeah. So here the cycle is upgraded to bikes. Bikes later are upgraded to super bikes. These are further upgraded to e-bikes, right? So after then we have a suppose auto control bike. In future, in e-bike or in super bike, we have a feature of connecting via smartphone. Okay. So these are the different things we have. Okay. So from here, I want to explain what exactly the technical things which are happening. So if you see here, from here to here, there is some advancement. Okay. So when what are people? Some people are using the bike, and some people are using a cycle, right? So when bike came, then a lot of people wanted to have bike. So just careful and notice one thing here. What I want to say, they wanted to. Okay. They wanted to have a bike, but they already have a cycle. Okay. So if their budget not allows at that time, so what, they'll not throw the cycle. They will continue with the cycle. Those who are not able to afford the bike at that time, so it doesn't mean they'll just not ride a cycle. It doesn't mean they'll throw a cycle and they'll just start walking. Okay. The similar case happen here. Those who have a bike, if super bikes are coming, it doesn't mean they can throw their bike. And for e-bikes also, like those who have a petrol bikes and they're willing to buy e-bikes, okay, so it doesn't mean like they will throw or they will scrap their petrol bike. Okay. So from here, what exactly uh, the things come up, technology is changing. Technology changes, advancement are there. Okay. But it doesn't mean like whatever the technologies we are using previously or whatever the assets we are using previously, we can scrap it. So this technology advancement may or may not be, when these advancements are going on, they may or may not be help in business growth. Okay, so just carefully see two words, may and may not be. It may help, it may not help. So coming to this point, suppose if you have an Android version 3, now Android version 11 is coming. So it doesn't mean the person who is having Android version 10, they will throw their mobile and buy a new mobile with the Android version 11. So if they don't have a feature upgrade, there is a clause, they don't have a feature upgrade. Suppose I'll take example of version 3, right? If they don't, their phone is not compatible with version 11, so it doesn't mean they'll throw their mobile and buy a new mobile. Okay, I'll come to the other example. So this is something related to mobile. So same thing, same things are happening with iOS. Like those who are having a different those don't have access to iOS 16, they'll throw their mobile. If they have access for 14, then that is also fine. If they don't have access to AI technology, which is coming in a new generation phone, it doesn't mean they'll throw their mobile. They'll keep their mobile. This is something asset. This is something asset which might help them. Okay, but it is not sure. It is not sure, like because of these only features, the business will increase. It may be increase or it may not be increase also. Up to this, it is clear. Just give a thumbs up if it is clear.
I had to mention a point.
Yeah, please.
So doesn't this depend on the market that you're targeting? Because people who have extra bucks to spend, they would spend that much money for one version upgrade in an iPhone, and that is what people are doing also today. So
Yeah, yeah, correct. You're absolutely correct. That is what I mentioned here. Those who wanted to buy, those who have money, they can buy it. They can scrap it.
Mhm.
Okay. So now I'll come to your point. The point which is may or may not be. I'll come.
Yeah.
So, so this is up to this. I think it is clear. Now I'll come to the point. So this may or may not be function from where you will identify this, right? So if you have a, now I'll come to, I'll relate the project with this, right? So if you have a may, I'll write here may or may not in context of a business problem, right? So if you are developing a feature, the first thing is that if you are developing a feature, suppose I'll give you an example. So iOS, they are launching iOS beta version. Okay, it's a trial version. They are giving features for users. So this is something a developing feature. Okay, so this feature may help to increase the business or help to decrease the business as well. How it will happen? It is pretty surprising. So one side it is helping to increase the business, or business is decreased. So if you see there are a lot of bugs. If a lot of bugs are coming, and these bugs are directly communicating with the customer, as you see a beta version is happening. So what exactly is happening? If in a beta version, a lot of bugs are coming. Okay, so then it might be the case the customers are not satisfied. Customers will not be satisfied. So it might be the case the business will reduce. So what happened in iOS when they are upgrading this thing and they launch iPhone 16? So due to lot of bugs in terms of what? So some in some of the news I went through, I found it like a lot of people are facing issues in iPhone 16, right? Why it is happening? The sometimes the screen is getting blank, the phone is not responsive at all, right? They don't find any, it's hanging, or a lot of issues are there. So this technical thing or technical advancement in this condition, if you see, so it create a negative effect to the customers. Okay, but how these things are coming? Interestingly, you can see it here. So these all things are coming with the data, right? With the data. Okay, so now I'll correlate this thing with technical problem. So if you are just doing an advancement or technical advancement, you can say a technical advancement or R&D, right? So in an initial phase, you are not able to say what you are not able to say that the product which you are developing will increase the business or will decrease the business, right? Or you can say it will help to reduce the business problem, help to increase the business problem, or help to reduce the business problem. Right? So these all things, if you are seeing here, so from where these things are coming, these all the things are coming from data. So if you are just launching a feature, right? If some new products are launched, so after 5 months, you will come to know whether it is profitable to business, whether it is profitable or whether it is not profitable. So after 5 months data analysis, you are able to find it out. Immediately, it's not possible. Like if you are doing a technical advancement, it is an ongoing process. It is not possible. You can't able to predict also what happens. In some cases, students are sending a report. They are saying we are making a portal, right? The portal, or they are making a website, or they are making some apps for business, right? And they are saying it is helpful, right? It will be helpful. But how you can say this thing? It will be helpful. It is something like a future prediction, right? So it will be helpful or it is increasing the business. How you can say it is based on the data? You can say like we have developed these features 6 months ago and it is creating a business, or it is just dragging the business in profitable or in a loss side. Then only you are able to say within a month or within just launching or when you are in a development phase or when you are thinking, you don't have idea like how it is reacted. Okay, so this is something like when you are I'll give you example. So might be it is pretty different. So when I went to Mumbai, so Mumbai metros are there, local trains are there. So it is very challenging to onboard on a train during a rush hour, right? So this is a problem. But what happens, you are not sure like whether you are able to onboard on the train or not. Okay, because when you are going for a busy hours, so it is ensure like when you are able to board or not, if you are a new person to that particular system. So something is happening here as well. When you are not in the system, when you are new to the system, on what basis you can say like it is helping you to increase the business or it is helping you to solve the problem? Okay, so this is something like are the challenges which help you to find it out what exactly the business problems are, not what are the business problems, right? How you can map the business problem. So if it is a technical problem, you are able to make it as a business problem, right? You can consider it as a business problem. But how you can consider? If you have a 5 months data, then you can say, okay, this is what the development was there, and because of this development the business increased 2 times or 3 times. Got it? So from the data only you can just say. So it is not something like if you are making a technical report you can say it is a business problem report. So you have to map both the things. You have to map the business problem with any tech or R&D problem with the help of some data. Which data will say you like, okay, this is able to solve or this is help to increase the business increase or business decrease. Okay, so what happens because of because of some of these cases, there might be the case these problems are sustaining for a longer time, and at last the company has to stop the business because they are not able to understand what type of cost it is, what exactly the problems they are facing in the company. I'll give you one more example. So it is example of a firm where so they have a different costs. Different costs are there. If you see its operational cost, see a transportation cost. If you see, you have a cost for employee payment or cost salary cost, employees pay. You can see a cost of inventory. So these are the different costs. So what exactly you can do if there is some issues in any of the cost? So your overall cost is what? Overall cost, yeah, overall manufacturing cost of a commodity is something. Suppose you can say it's A, B, C, D. So it's a combination of A plus B plus C plus D plus your profit. So if I'm not thinking about the profit, so this is what the manufacturing cost of a commodity. So if any of the part is not proper, or if any of the part from the commodity is missing, then what exactly it is doing? It is creating a direct loss. So company was there. So what exactly they are doing? So they are just lagging in the operational cost. So everything was fine, right? So everything was fine. What happens? They are not. There are multiple things are coming in the operation cost. So you can assume the electricity, water cost, okay, plus rent, plus a lot of things are there. So what he is doing, plus daily expenses of employee in the terms of refreshment, right? So what exactly they are doing? They are having operation cost. So from here, they are neglecting some of the costs from here. So when they are calculating the overall cost of the community, or they are calculating overall analyzing the cost, so they are able to find it out like there should be a difference between the invested money and there is a difference between the overall cost. So why these things are happening? Because here they are not calculating some of the cost which are not contribute, which is not contributing here, and it is showing as a loss. So you should be very careful. Like in our unorganized sector, it is a pretty important thing. For organized sector, they have a systematic arrangement. But for unorganized sector, these cost matters a lot. Like if it is a if some guy is selling a basically a vegetable, if some guy is selling you can say a grocery, right? So if he is selling a grocery and he is having a lot of commodities or a lot of products there in his shop, amongst a lot of product, he is just not taking care of the expiry date of particular commodity, right? So the commodities are there that he is not concerning or he is not seeing the expiry date of the product, right? What happens directly? It is a direct loss for him. But if he is not able to note it down, this is a loss, then at last he find it out like I have invested this much money and I am getting a loss at that. So this is something a direct loss for this. Is like for unorganized sector, it is a direct loss. So this is something like is very important thing which a business or mainly unorganized sector needs to take care of, right? Otherwise, it will be very difficult. I hope it is clear now. If you have any questions, maybe you can ask, and I'll just try to answer it. And then, if it is clear, just give a thumbs up, and we can move ahead then. Or if you have,
Sir, while launching the app or website or portal, sir, could we collect the 5 months previous data, then launch it, or should we wait for the uh, uh, data after launching the app?
no. So if you are taking a pre-data will give you a features advancement or some suggestions from the customer end, right? Or some suggestions which help you to advance the app. But when you're launching the app to the market, right, whether the people are installing the app or it is not installing the app, how you will come to know? So if more of the people are using your app, it will help you to generate a revenue. Okay, if they are not at all using your app, there is no use of making app. Even though if you have a you have did a good pre-study, it doesn't matter. Because at the end, what you need to see? You need to see the business is coming or not. Is there will be any profitability in the business or not?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
So can we take the data for construction of a project?
Yeah, you can take. There is no issue.
Okay, sir. And can we take the family business, sir?
Yeah, you can take. There is no issue at all. Yeah, so I'm recording this session. Up to this, I'll just share you the recordings up to whatever the things I've communicated with you. I'll share the recording, and mostly like we cannot share the recordings for the discussion because most of the students they are sharing their business problems. They are sharing the name of the business. So these things will not put in the common platform or online platform where most of the people will go through, and there might be the issues for you and for us as well. So we are not just moving. I'll just stop the session up to what we have discussed till now. If you have any doubts regarding these technical things and these things, let me know. I'll just try to clarify, and then we can move ahead, and Anshul will take over the sessions.
Yeah, I had a question.
Yeah, please.
So when we release an MVP in the market, and then we try to maybe go for 5 months and analyze it, and there is no profitability over there. So how do we decide whether it is a feature problem or is it a technical problem that our product is not yet technically
Yes.
advanced, or is it just that it's not a business problem in the first place? How would we know that?
Yeah, so it's a good question. So, so if it is something like our organized business, right? So you need to compare both the things. When you don't have an app, what exactly your turnout, right? And when you are having an app, so how much differences are coming in both the cases? It will show you the effectiveness of what the development you are going to do, or what the development of features you are launching in the market. If there is no turnout, like if you say, I'll give you an example, right? So if it is a small shop, like it is a small stationery shop or a small you can say a grocery shop, right? If it is there, so what exactly they are having a business from online and offline also, right? So if they have a business from online and offline, so initially they are just going with the traditional ways where they have a offline business only. Once they are associated with the online business also, online business partner also, so in that sense, like there might be the case the profit will increase or the sales will increase because they are getting a two sources from where they are getting a revenue, right? Previously it was a one source. Then they need to compare. If it is not come, like how they can find it out? They can find it out with the help of data. They can take a 3 months data. They can compare. Okay, the business was in previous, when we don't have a app, the business was nearly a turnover of, like for a month the business was nearly you can say a 20,000 or 50,000 or 1 lakh rupees profitability, right? Profitable was there. But once the business, once the this portal or they are associated with the online things, the business increase a lot. Like it is becoming 2 times. So on what basis they are going to justify this, or what basis they are going to find it out? It's basically on the basis of a data. When they are you comparing both the data, then they'll able to identify, okay, this is the thing and this is more profitable or more loss. You got my point?
Yep. But like my major question was based on problems that have not yet been established. Like the grocery thing already exists, right? What if I'm trying
Yeah,
to
yeah.
make something that has never happened? Then how would I judge whether it's a technical thing or it's a business thing?
Yeah, so in that case, it is pretty difficult. You have to take a survey because it
Yeah.
is not existing in the market, right? So you need to take a survey and you need to find it for out from there what exactly the things are coming on. If it is a very new business and it something is there, if you want to launch it and you don't have a previous data, then the surveys will work.
Yeah. Cool. Thank you.
Anyone else having a doubt on this particular section?
So I have a doubt.
Yeah, tell me.
So actually, so this gender one, I am doing the secondary one, sir. Secondary data. So hello.
Yeah.
So able to hear me, sir? You are
I'm
in
able to hear you. I'm just taking some water. You can just tell me. I'm
Yeah,
hearing.
yeah, yeah. Okay. Yes, sir. Actually, I'm doing secondary data as a secondary route taken. So I just wanted to check the portal. I was just trying to access the portal for the OTP because the submission
No,
window opens today,
maybe
right?
I'll just restrict the question with our discussion right now. That is what I want to ask to everyone. So I'll just address your question. Maybe Anshul will address your question. Just I want to take some questions with the topic I have discussed so that there should be clarity in that. And then then after then I'll come with the portal issues and all.
Yeah, because I have to submit my proposals today. Is the
I
start date.
understand, but just we can go in the same thing, right? So that we can just address the issues or what exactly the motive of this session. Like I want to communicate the technical problems and all to you. I'll just take your question. It's not an issue. I'll take your question, but maybe for 5 minutes I can just get if anybody is having a doubt on what exactly I communicated before or I taught before. Anyone else want to ask something like whatever I have discussed before? Yeah, Dalio.
Yes, sir. So, like you say now about survey, we have to do survey. Like if it is a new firm, it doesn't have so much experience, right? They
Mhm.
need to understand the customer behavior and get the feedback from the customers. And now, how is it like I'm like doing the same thing? Like I'm doing the making some G form, right? And then
Okay.
collecting data in Excel sheet, right?
Mhm.
And then like how much data, like this data can also be considered, like we collect data from reviews, right? I make that G form like very uh, like good for like people to see, like it will be easy for them to like in 1 or 2 minutes they can do, right? It's like
Yeah.
responsive more. So like they do like write lot many things. I collect lot many data from that
Mhm.
thing, right? And data I collect. And is it necessary that we need at least 6 months of data, or 2-3 months will?
Yeah, so always a risk sample is preferable. Like if you are taking a survey. So one more thing I want to comment here that might be useful for you and for I think I'm not able to see the name 36 roll number 3686. So she has asked a question about the survey. So what exactly the things are happening nowadays? The businesses are opening, right? But they are not aware actually because they are not doing a market study, right? So whatever the things are coming in their mind, they're just converting that things in a business or in a startups, right? So if so, once you are opening the form, you should have a clarity, right? So these are the business. So you should have a clarity. This is what a problem you are going to address, right? So in a pre-study or in a pilot study, what you can do, you need to collect a surveys. You need to see like what exactly the potentials are there. And in a pilot study only, you can able to find out like these are the business problems, right? So from there, you'll get an idea. Okay, these are the business problems you are having. This is what you need to address moving forward. So it is something like for a new firm, like if it is a new firm, they don't know anything because they are not in the market, right? So they don't know like whether their features will work or not. So they have to just do a pilot study where they can just fix a particular like some commodity of peoples or some particular region. Like they can consider they can start it from their hometown village as well, right? They can just share it with people. So they can think about. They can ask like so from there they'll come to know like this is what the problems they are having. So I and Ashwin both did a study for a startup in IIT Madras. So he is basically making a mosquito killing machine, right? So it's something like a in fact, mosquito machines they are developing. So they are saying like it's basically totally organic. It will not harmful to the customers, right? So what we did at that time, they given a project to us, and we have collected a lot of samples from there. So what we find out from that particular survey is that the pricing was too high. So they are targeting they are not targeting a something like a student or a middle income people. They are targeting a high income people, right? So this is a very small market where a lot of competitions are there, right? So if the bulk is something like when we have a price range which can be affordable to everyone, but they have a very high range. Nobody can pay 5,000 rupees for a mosquito machine,
No. Yes.
right? So what exact how this is coming? This is coming with the surveys. When we have our surveys with some of our friends, what they are thinking about it. So from there, you think like they'll come up with some business problem. After then they reduce, they launch other machine with a lower rate. They have a small other version. So they have a two version at that condition. So one is for the for affordable peoples at a higher cost, and one is for the normal peoples at a lower cost. So from there you'll get an idea. Okay, these are the problems I am having. This is what something I am having. So I hope it is clear.
Yes, sir. It means we have to clarify. Like we have to take like what I do is basically the customers who come to shop, right? We just made a QR code, and just it redirect to the Google form, right? Then they whenever they like purchase something from the shop, they click just scan that code, and while doing payment or right, and that time they I just encourage them to fill the form, and it is very responsive. Like in 1 minute there are 12 questions are there. So
Okay.
so that we can now find what we can do in future. So these are the things, right? That maybe we can
These
take.
are currently not a business problem. So business problem is something like if the
Okay.
business is well established and they have a problem, that is what you need to address, right?
Okay.
So it is not something like a they have a problem, but it should be a future problem, right? So you need to focus on the current business problem the businesses are having. It should not
Yeah.
be something a future problem you need to address.
Yeah, like the current business problem is like that. The It is seasonal thing, right? the shop I'm working is seasonal. It's only for
Right.
yeah, it's a like juice shop. Like we can have to address what should we introduce in the winter. So we collect the form from all the customers and then introduce some like get some insights from it.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. So
Okay,
it's
Dalio.
sort of fine,
So
right?
maybe yeah. You can so you can try to complete your project because it's too long for you. I know you are working on a good problem and you are working hard, right? So that we know because previously you have interacted a lot with us. You have sent a mail, so we appreciate your effort, right? You are working in a good enthusiasm, like you want to do a good thing. Like it is good.
Thank you. Okay.